SEWA is a member-based organization of poor, self-employed women workers from informal sector of the economy. All non-regular wage workers, both rural and urban, who work without minimum wages and assured work or benefits belong to the informal economy. Petty traders, small producers, micro entrepreneurs, domestic workers, home-based workers, and casual laborers are all part of it. Centered in Gujarat, SEWA is a community of self-governing organization that includes some 900,000 women from 6 provinces. SEWA members live in rural and urban environments, are Muslim and Hindu, and come from all castes. The SEWA community includes worker unions, cooperative association, and centers for education and vocational training, and a trade facilitation center. In India, more than 90% of country's poor women work in the informal sector without social benefits or economic security. However, they constitute 60% of the national income, contribute over 54% to the national savings, and over 40% of the national exports. Since its founding in 1972 by Uua Dvd, the winner of the Right Livelihood Award, SEWA has established unions of independent women workers, from home-based workers to street hawkers, and cooperative ventures from a fully chartered bank to network of village resource centers that have successfully increased economic security through the social insurance schemes and provided extensive social services including literacy, life skill, and vocational training. All the enterprises from unions to banks are cooperatives owned by the women and governed by the Council of elected members. As cooperatives, the aim is to increase collective strength and bargaining power. Another central tenet of SEWA is that the community must know their rights in order to secure them, govern their enterprises, and assure their future. From its beginning, SEWA has worked to alter women's status through education. Education begins with consciousness. For SEWA, education has also remained bound together with the tools of livelihood. SEWA trains women through workshops teaching skills, training, micro-business management, and banking. First and foremost is the personal change experienced by each and every woman who steps forward to participate in SEWA. Each woman moves from isolation into a community of women from whom she can learn and share. The success of SEWA is the success of each woman who becomes economically self-sufficient and able to contribute to her family. In 1974, with great foresight, Uua Dvd, the founder of SEWA, pushed to establish a cooperative bank. The bank became one of India's 12 fully chartered development banks at a time when the private sector of investment in India was severely limited. The bank, owned by SEWA members and governed by the elected council, has been making loans for the capital investment among the SEWA community for more than 25 years. Its repayment rate is the envy of non-cooperative banks, and its ratio of capital assets to loans remains high. More recently, a SEWA success story has been establishment of village resource centers or VRCs in the rural areas of 4 provinces. Since 2003, the VRCs have provided thousands of women with a locally accessible focal point for literacy and vocational training, including training in the use of computers and participation in the democratic self-government of their union. SEWA has also set up 2 business organizations owned and managed by our poor members, the SEWA Trade Facilitation Center STFC and RUDI. These business organizations help integrate grassroots producers with mainstream trade and address poverty, thus making the process of globalization pro-poor. The RUDI comprises procurement, processing, packaging and marketing of food grains at local level. The essence of RUDI is to strengthen rural economy through rural procurement and rural distribution, thus strengthening the village economy, ensuring food security to the rural poor and building self-reliant villages. SEWA believes that the basis of development and progress is organizing. Self-employed women must organize themselves into sustainable organizations so that they can collectively promote their own development. SEWA Women organizes for their 2 main goals: full employment and self-reliance. Full employment means employment whereby workers obtain work security, income security, food security and social security. By self-reliance we mean that women should be self-reliant individually and collectively, both economically and in terms of decision-making ability. SEWA has learned through long experience that poor women's growth, development and employment can be achieved and sustained only when work, income and food security have also been assured. SEWA pursues an integrated approach to poverty reduction through capital formation, capacity building, social security and organizing. All these 4 components are required simultaneously and in a combination that is viable and manageable by the workers themselves. One without the other does not yield result. This process in itself becomes an empowering process which equips and enables women to fight poverty. At SEWA, we organize workers through strategy of struggle and development. The struggle is against many constraints and limitations imposed on them by society and the economy, while development activities strengthen women's bargaining power and offer them new alternatives.